Thank you, Chase.
Thanks, Chase. How many times you gotta tell the soundman to turn your mic up whenever you performing? Do you ever have like a bad sound check where you like, yo, this ain't right?
From time to time, but most of my shows, I'm the sound man.
Okay. You tell them, hey, really?
So I'm telling myself,
turn it up your own mic. That's what's up. So, it's Hall of Fame week this week, a legendary week in this city. How was y'all Hall of Fame week? Well, actually, this man came back. What's up, Mr. CDL? Congratulations.
Yeah,
you got a CDL.
We're working on it.
Congratulations.
So, yeah.
Thank you. We're working on it. It's going to be a good time.
Okay, so what certification did you receive? I want to,
Class A.
Class
driver's
A.
license, so you can pretty much get in and drive anything you want. So
everybody keep asking where he's been. Where's Micless Zack?
Yeah, I'm around. Don't worry about me.
You can drive the 18-wheelers now.
Yeah, buddy.
How's it feel to be in the 18?
There's an amount of power that you feel like you have that you shouldn't.
What kind of power is that? It's the power that you shouldn't. You sound like a villain. It's the power that you should have, but you shouldn't have, but you should have it.
You just know every time you drive one, you have to take it so serious. Like, because if you fuck up, more than one person is going to have a bad day. Let's just be real.
But do you know how scared people get when they drive their cars and they see
Bro, not as scared as they should be, dog. It's crazy. So, like, in my training,
should be much more scared of Zack.
Right.
No, not even that. Not even that. It's just like, bro, the amount of
you
people
driving it.
I know, they trust me.
I'm certified.
But people linger. People just... You know those people, like, you're trying to pass a semi, but they just sit they just drive right next to it? Those are the people.
Like the hesitant, like, what, go slow,
It's
fast?
like speed limit's 65. The truck I can drive for my work is governed at 65, so I can't go no faster. But you and your fucking Accord, you can at least hit 70. You can hit 70, get past me. Don't just hang out next to me.
Well, congratulations.
Advice for drivers out there: don't hang out next.
No,
to
advice for
somebody.
Micless Zack. When you see Micless Zack, when you see a guy with a beard driving, he's like, oh man, John P did say, watch out for this guy, bro. But no, congratulations, man.
I appreciate you, dog.
Yeah, man. Rob, you got any experience driving trucks?
Oh no.
No, I'm about to say you came in nice, like real chill.
I mean, I used to drive a Avalanche.
Really?
That's about the best truck that I've driven. Biggest truck.
Jeremy, what about you?
I can drive a box truck when I worked at Rent Center. That's about it. Even then, I'd be like, hey, Krishan, I need you to back up into this person's driveway. I'm not doing it.
Well, I drove a mail truck, and that kind of feels like an 18 with them old ass truck. No heat. Oh, man.
They're super similar.
No fan.
They're super similar.
So it's like being in one of those. It's like it's 80 degrees, but it's really 90 degrees in the truck because we ain't got no AC in there. Hot. But now I got a nice little AC. I'm cool with my
little touch screen in there.
Yeah.
I saw you said nobody's offering you bottles of water out
Nah, man, they ain't hooking me up. A couple people, I need some more, man. So I feel like you need something too. You do a lot of outside shows.
I love outside.
You like playing
I
outside?
love outside. If I play outside every day if I could.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like what season? Like when we talking like summertime?
I'm a summer baby.
Yeah.
Just got back from Florida. It was 99 degrees every day. I was outside every single day.
Where you at in Florida?
As much time as I could spend outside, I was outside.
What part of Florida were you at?
Orlando. And then I hit over to Clearwater.
Okay. I'm going to be in Fort Myers in 2 weeks. So
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So what'd you do like in Florida? Was you hanging out, just chilling with the family?
I chilled out, man. It's the first vacation that I've had. I graduated my daughter here this year from McKinley.
Congratulations.
And she moved out 2 weeks after graduation, and
she was ready.
Yeah, she was ready. She got her own apartment, and
what's up?
Yeah, she's out doing her thing. So I'm super proud of her.
And you went right on vacation. You was like, I'm out.
Like,
Me too.
You know what? I'm about to enjoy myself. Of course, I took my saxophone just in case, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to chill this one.
Do you ever just want to, like, as much as you play the sax, do you ever just want to be like, I don't want to look at the sax? I don't want to, like, I'm just done, like, for the couple of days. Or you always have that love when you look at it?
I've come from regular work, so the sax is nothing.
What regular work did you do?
I worked for Marathon for 5 years before I went full-time in the business.
Nice. So how does it feel like now looking at the sax? Because now it's like to a point where people just look at you. Like I said, I've always heard the name, Because I was like, what does this guy look like? Saxy Rob. First of all, that's a cool name for any musician. But now finally getting to meet you,
right.
You know, it's like, how does it feel like just looking at the sax? You got a sax on your T-shirt, man. You love the sax, Rob.
I'm a music lover.
Yeah, man.
I'm an absolute music lover. And there's no genre of music that I don't love.
So, that's a good question. So what's on your playlist? Like
everything. I mean, my show is tailor-made to the audience that's in front of me.
Nice.
So I never walk in with a tailor-made or a ready-made set. Never. No set list, nothing. It's just, you know what? What do they enjoy? It's usually the first 10 songs that I go in and I play are gauge songs. Like, okay, let me gauge my audience.
Nice.
And then from that gauge, I shift my focus and my attention for the rest of the show.
So have you ever accepted like requests? And if so, what's the most interesting song you ever been requested to play?
Well, you know, just recently, some guy came to my show just actually this past week, and he was asking for gangster rap. It's like, are you aware I've got a saxophone around my neck?
Yeah, there's no 808. There's no drums and nothing I'm playing.
I mean, I guess I can just YouTube something, but man, like, what do you want me to do, man?
Wait, did you pick? What song did you pick?
I didn't.
Oh, I was waiting for him to be like, can you play Chief Keef on the sax? Like, no, you can't play no Chief Keef.
I didn't. I don't even remember. Maybe like Tupac or something. I don't know. It wasn't anything gangster at all.
He was playing Tone Low.
Like, I don't know. I can't even remember. But
what's one of your favorite songs to play?
I don't know that I have a favorite. Let me see. Let me see. I've got a favorite. Maybe I have a favorite now. It changes from time to time, you know. Recently, I just added the John Mayer, I Don't Trust Myself.
Nice.
Which is a nice, smooth, mellow, chill song to jam to. So
let me ask you, are you married?
I am not. I'm divorced.
Okay. All right. Have you ever, like, do the ladies always ask you, like, Rob, can you play me this? Can you play me that?
You know, from time to time, it's all serenades. Oh, yeah, you serenade me. Can you do this?
You got an unfair advantage, man. Like, you play the coolest instrument. Like, I was just like,
I've said for years, if I could learn to play an instrument, maybe the saxophone. Yeah,
right.
Right. Like, it's just it just sounds good. Like, it's just.
I don't think Rob tells people at first. He's like, yeah. No, play you something, right? He just pulls it out. They're just like, oh my God, this is that. You play the coolest instrument. Are there other instruments that you have played, or it's always been the sax?
No, I've played other instruments, not well.
What instruments for those?
Piano, drums, trumpet, trombone.
Okay.
Other saxophones, clarinets. Wild, terrible attempt at the flute.
Really?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's the same fingerings as a saxophone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So it should be an easy transition, but the way that your mouth has to be set up for it is, it's weird.
So when did you know, like, the sax was it? Like, what age was it when you was like, yeah, this is what I want to play?
Let me see. So I think it was 10 years old, whenever, you know, when we were picking our instruments or whatever for school. So that was it.
Yeah, so, like, my dad tried to play, and sorry, Dad, but he didn't play like you, man. Like, my dad was like, I just wanted to try it. So I guess when you were bad at the flute, he was bad at the sax. but it was one of those things where, like, he told my mom, like, yeah, I have a sax, and she heard him play, and she never asked him to play again. I was like, yeah, I don't think this is it, man. I'm saying so, because he had it. Cause I was like that too, like, oh, he has a sax. But then when he started playing, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and.
So your dad was not Saxy John?
No, he was not. No, Saxy Chris. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Dad. Sorry, my stepdad. Like, he tried the sax, but you know, but he hasn't played it. But he always says, like, yeah, I always wanted to play the sax and try it. So, do you give lessons to people?
From time to time, I prefer not to.
Yeah,
I don't honestly view myself as a musician. I'm more of a professional showman.
Nice.
You know, I'm there to entertain the crowd, and and it's generally through music. However, if a musician is sitting in my audience, they're probably disappointed.
Really? Rob, come on, man. Why you say that? You think they're mad at you like this is it? Like a purist? Like
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So there's like, I feel like there's purists in like anything though.
Yeah.
Like there's purists in music, there's probably purists in the trucking industry who are like,
God, yeah.
really?
God, yeah.
Like that ain't no real 18 wheeler. Like it's 18 wheels.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the old heads that believe every truck should still have an 18-speed transmission.
I heard this guy on TikTok, he was like, yeah, you ain't no real trucker if you don't drive 1,000 miles a day or something like that. Like he must have been doing it for a long time.
I'm gonna do like 300.
Yeah, like he gonna do enough for a shit. Like Zach ain't doing no 1,000 miles a day.
Nope.
Like,
Home every night, boy.
but there's purists in like everything. So it blows my mind that a musician will look at you. And me, I'm from the outside looking in like, yo, he can play anything. But for someone to be like, nah, that ain't it. To you, they be hating on you.
It's hate.
I mean,
It's pure hate.
You know, it's fine. I don't care. You know, my dad put it to me best, man. He was a professional musician, slide trombone for so many years.
Dope.
Played in funk bands, rock bands, jam bands, like out there stepping, doing his thing.
For sure.
And, you know, he came to one of my first shows and he sat through the entire thing, came up to me, is like, you know, wonderful show, and I'm going to give you some pointers. He said, you know, 97% of your audience is going to be music lovers. He said 3% is going to be musicians. He said never play for the 3%.
Man.
He said always play for the 97, then 97 will become 98. 98 will become 99, and 99 will become 100. He said, and eventually you'll be playing for 100% of music lovers.
That's dope. That's a really great analogy.
It's like, okay, you know, because he knows I'm not any level of scale to him as a musician. Like my dad turned 18 in Paris.
Man.
Or in Europe. It's like he was the Band of America touring for slide trombone. It's like, yeah, I'm nowhere close to that.
Yeah.
I knew 3 notes when I graduated high school.
I used on some drum line like I don't know how to read it, but I could play.
No, I was not like that. No, I literally took band for an easy A. So I was not dedicated to playing music whenever I was in school.
So you think they're hating on you because of that? Like they can like hear it and be like, yeah, we know he didn't like play a certain.
Oh yeah, I don't know the lingo. I don't know the talk. I mean,
I'm just Saxy Rob.
It's like going to Mexico and like fumbling through the language, you know, and people are like, what did you just say? I understand what you said, but man, you could have said it better. Like, you know what I mean?
Has anybody ever given you a critique or tried to give you a critique other than your dad after a performance? Because the performances I've seen and heard, I've been like, yo, he can play anything. Like, you know, but have you ever had that critique of someone telling you some bad advice or...
I mean, you know, yeah. From time to time, you know, have people just like, "Oh man, you need to be in the shed practicing. You need to practice. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, what do I need to practice? It's like, oh well, no, man, you just need to practice. Man, if you ain't telling me nothing, you ain't telling me nothing.
Right? If you're just good, you're just good.
It's like, whatever, man. I'll keep practicing. Thanks.
So do you practice a lot? Or you just how what's your practice routine? Like, how long do you practice?
It just depends, you know. I'll put on, so I play by ear. So, you know, I'll put on YouTube from time to time and just go down the wormhole.
Nice.
Figure out like, man, I'll hear a song like in a supermarket, like, oh man, I should add that song to my show. So then I'll go check it out, pull it up on YouTube, see if I can match it up by ear. And then, that song will turn into, you know, the suggestions on YouTube will turn into this song, into that song, into this song, into that. And then, you know, I could be there hours just finding new music.
So it was just, you always hear a song and be like, I like that, and we'll just attempt it.
Absolutely.
So what's a song on YouTube that you saw that you were like, I got to play that? That you could tell us on the show.
That John Mayer one.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even remember where I was, but I was just out and about, and I'm like, man, that's a groove, man. I like that. And it's like, yeah, I got to check this out, see if I can add this in, and pulled it down, and it's like, yeah, put it on the sax. It's like, oh, yeah.
That's it. It's like finding that good sample. You're like, I gotta do that.
Oh yeah, and as soon as you put on or turn on the song, it's like everybody can just groove to the mellow or to the melody. So.
How did you come up with the name Saxy Rob?
I did not.
Really? Somebody came up with it for you?
Absolutely.
What's the story behind that name?
So my first year in the business, I got put on by a guy named Eric Brook. He was a guitarist, full-time guitarist, singer, songwriter out of Wisconsin. And he's been here playing and performing for so many years. So I'm like, I'm going to sit down and talk to him and find out what the business looks like. He gave me all the ins and outs. I set up a budget. It's like, okay, well, this is what I need to make every day or every week, and then got after it. And, so I left Marathon and went full-time musician. And from that decision, he was like, hey, look, I've got 6 shows he put me on. So I'm started playing six nights a week with him. Right. And, throughout the course of that whole year, which was 2012, he was just like coming up with like crazy names throughout each and every show that we were playing. And he's like, oh yeah, man, I don't know, man. We got to figure out something. It can't just be Rob.
Yeah, you don't think you would have got that many gigs with Rob.
And he's like, it just can't be Rob. So he was always coming up with some kind of crazy name, right? So one night he just threw it out there. It was like, man, Saxy Rob. And it was just like, I like that.
That's it.
And you know what? You hear it once and you never forget it.
That's true.
And that's the power of a brand.
That's a bar right there. Let me find out you rapping. You say you hear it once, you'll never forget it. That's a good pitch right there, man.
You hear it once, you never forget it.
What were the other names that he picked that you remember?
Well, first it was Saxo Rob.
Oh yeah, that's a little creepy, Rob. Saxo Rob don't sound like nothing with saxophones. That's why you use a sax when you do it. So you know what I'm saying, Saxo Rob. Yeah. What other names? So Saxo Rob.
That's crazy.
And then it was like, of course, like Rob T or Rob Bass or
Rob Bass.
Yeah.
You would have got sued. Yeah.
Right. But I honestly can't remember that. It's like 12 years ago, but
You sure go with that name. That's a dope name. And it's a name that I think everybody in the city, like, they know, like, yep, we know who that is. I just never seen you until today. So, yeah, man, that's dope.
He is an enigma.
He is. I always heard his name, but I always wonder, like, what does this guy look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. But now we have the man himself on the Say What You Mean podcast. Thank you for joining us on the show, man. We're glad to have you here. This your first podcast?
No.
No, how many? Oh yeah, no. How many have you done?
No. I've been on the radio, WHBC.
Shout out WHBC.
Lucas Tyndale.
Okay, shout out Lucas Live. Yeah,
Lucas Live Media. I've been on there several times. I actually did during 2020. I did a few live shows.
Okay,
where we collaborated and and did those through Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
And I've done a few more, but I can't remember offhand. So
yeah, man. Well, we're glad you're on this podcast.
I appreciate it.
Clearly, you see, we have a good time. We laugh. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Krishan couldn't be here today. You know, he just had little man, so he's handling responsibilities. That would have been fun for Krishan. We know Krishan would have come up with some questions because he thinks he has the radio voice, but you might have him beat, man, because you play the coolest instrument. All saxophone players have cool voices. So yeah, this is a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Just a long talk, smooth voice.
I know it, man. I believe everything you've said since you've talked. I'm like, I know that has to do with the saxophones. So all good. So, Rob, real quick, man, before we go on break, where can they follow you at? Shout your social medias out for us.
So, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media networks, TikTok, and it's generally just Saxy Rob. Actually, you can just Google Saxy Rob, and it should pull up all my information.
Tell them how to spell it first before they find something else.
He said, Google me.
Yeah. All right, make sure they spell it SAXY. You know what I'm saying? All right. What about you, Jeremy? Where can they follow you at?
You can just follow me on Facebook at Jeremy Andrew or Instagram at _Ginger Ninja _1.
All right. Micless Zack, what about you, man?
Twitter Twitter and Instagram at zworthy68. Facebook, Zach Worthy.
All right, and you can follow Krishan at Krishan_White, and follow me Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I still say Twitter. It's X.
It's
X.
Twitter.
Oh yeah, Twitter.
It's Twitter.
Always Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok at Jéan P the MC. www.jeanpthemc.com, and make sure you follow us, subscribe to the podcast. YouTube.com/Jéan P the MC, SWYM podcast. On Instagram, we got Chase holding the camera down. And Rob, you gonna stick around with us for a minute?
Absolutely.
All right, man. This is Jéan P the MC. Saxy Rob, 153. Say what you mean. Peace.
Peace.
Say what you mean. Mean what you
Episode 153 of the Say What You Mean podcast. Jéan P the MC. Saxy Rob in the house. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being on the show. You got your son in here. He's checking out the space. What's up, Sam? What up, what up? Yeah, we got Sam here checking out the Hub right now, which is one of our sponsors.
Sponsor time.
It's sponsor time here at the Hub Art Factory. Sponsored by Tim Carmody. Shout out to Tim Carmody. What you think of the space?
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've known Tim for a long time, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Tim in this dope space that
Shout out.
your son is currently checking out right now. Love it. Yeah, man. Also, we want to shout out to our official sponsor, Helmet Heads, where flavor is the main priority. Helmet Heads is a cannabis-based brand owned by cannabis cultivator and connoisseur Jamie Randall Jr. Each batch is carefully crafted in the most organic way possible to ensure a good, smooth, healthy product. No spray terps welcome. It's the baby. IG and Facebook, Helmet Head Exotics. Yeah, so check out Helmet Heads. That's our first official sponsor.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them, and shout out to Equity House, and shout out to Pristine Steam Wash, Aaron Dukes.
Shout out.
Yeah, I pay some bills real quick. Who made that shirt? We want them to sponsor us. 'Cause I want to wear that shirt, man. I've been watching this shirt the whole time. Like, that is dope, man. You got a lot of cool shirts, like.
So the story behind this shirt is actually I was performing a show, and one of my audience members came up to me and was like, "Hey, look, I got you something."
You took it off.
I'm like, what? You got me something? Yeah, I got you a gift, and just gave me the shirt. And I'm like, oh, okay. Put it on. It's like, oh yeah. She's like, it look good on you. It's like, thank you.
That shirt is fly. It's like different versions of Saxys. I'm like, I want to buy one of those, man.
It's a smooth shirt. I've been looking at it.
And we all been like, just. I'm like, I hope you don't think we're looking at him like sexy. I'm like, I'm looking at his shirt. You know what I'm saying?
We're not trying to sexualize you.
Right, man. We just admiring your shirt, Rob. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause the whole time I'm like, that's a cool shirt. No, but shout out to whoever bought him that shirt, man.
Jill McDonald.
Jill McDonald, thank you. So, Jill, if you ever watch this, make us some shirts. Let me get some microphones on my shirt. You know what I'm saying? Let me do that. So, Rob, man, where you from, man? What side of Canton you representing? Let's start from the beginning.
I grew up in all the quadrants of Canton, actually.
Okay.
Northeast, southeast, and the southwest, and currently live in the northwest.
You can go ahead and come back over here. Sam was checking it out. Yeah, go ahead, man. You good? Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, and I currently live in the northwest now.
Okay.
So I've lived in every quadrant of the city.
Nice. So what quadrant did you grow up in when music kind of came into your life?
Northeast, whenever I was probably about 5, 6, 7 years old when my dad started taking us down to his shows.
Okay.
And it was actually pretty cool, in the 80s, whenever then we could go there and it would be me and my 2 older sisters at the bar drinking pop, watching their band.
What bar did he play at?
And we are literally sitting at the bar. It's like kids can't be at the bar nowadays.
Right. Yeah, but you turned off the Coke. You know what I'm saying? Coca-Cola.
Right.
Not that Coke.
We could drink as much as we wanted because he was up on the stage and he wasn't monitoring us. So, it was like, yeah, pop.
So your dad was playing like every week?
So he was my dad was a garbage man.
Wow.
For the city of Canton, and he would go into work at 5 a.m. in the morning, and then he'd get off about 2 o'clock, and then he'd come home, take a nap, and then he'd get up and then be out on the road playing shows here and there all over the state, and you get done 2, 3 o'clock in the morning,
man,
and then do it all over again.
Wow, that's dedication. Like that's that people don't understand about musicians. It's like we have a regular lives, but we have time for our passion. So the fact that he made that time for his passion and still put food on the table, that had to be dope to see. Like, what's your favorite memory of the shows he did?
My dad's best friend is Chris McFerrin, and he was a trumpet player.
Okay.
And most people from around here know him as the band director for McKinley High School.
Mr. McFerrin.
That used to run across the field.
All these legends, man.
All crazy. And, he's up on the ladder, directing the band, and he's going
My mom was one of his students,
crazy up there. But, I was 7 years old, and again, that was my dad's best friend, and, my dad slide trombone and Mr. McFerrin playing the trumpet. He comes out on the stage, and he's got two trumpets, right? And he plays one in one hand and the other in the other, and he's playing the melody over here and the rhythm and the bass line over here, and it's like, oh man, I was 7 years old, and it just blew me away.
Two trumpets?
Two trumpets. And, I'm sitting there at the bar drinking my pop.
You almost dropped his Coca-Cola when you saw that. He was like, oh, man.
And yeah, man, just sitting there as a kid, like, what is happening? That was probably one of my favorite memories.
Did you have any favorite musicians, like, growing up that you listened to?
I was into like Crisscross and.
Oh man! All right, okay. I always think musicians listen to like musicians, but y'all listen to regular stuff. So
oh yeah,
Crisscross,
right? Jodeci, 112, Blackstreet.
Blackstreet has some classics, man.
Oh yeah,
people sleep on Blackstreet,
right?
Like they got this song called Joy.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, Blackstreet Joy, man. It's just, you got to play that sometime. Yeah, man.
I'll try to add that in.
So let me ask you this. So we talk about musicians. Kenny G. You listen to some Kenny G?
Oh yeah, he's like a pioneer.
For sure.
You gotta include or enjoy every portion of it. Like I said, I'm a music lover, so there's no artist that I'm going to exclude.
Yeah.
So,
and he still had that same curl forever. The curls don't go away.
Now, I grew up with a guy, and he actually is a phenomenal saxophone player, and he had the same curl as Kenny G.
Because of Kenny G?
Oh, yeah, I don't know if it was because of Kenny G, but I swear he was like an imitation of Kenny G, and phenomenal saxophone player, Keith McKelly.
Okay, so he was Kenny M. All right. That's dope. So in the days like when you were starting to play, you mentioned you like left your job to be a musician full time. Like, how did that feel in that moment? Because a lot of people want to do that but don't know how to take that leap of faith. What was that leap like for you?
Well, I was at a crossroad, and it was either stay in the oil field or do something different.
Yeah.
But 2011, I worked 6 solid months, 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and I missed so much of activities that my children were involved in.
Respect.
I'm a family guy.
100%.
My children mean the world to me, and my family means the world to me. So, I really started to look at it and think of like, I've got to either do something different or I've got to figure out a better way to work this oil field. And it wasn't working for the oil field. So that's when I sat down with Eric and discussed, going full time into music and what I could expect as far as money wise. And he's like, yeah, this is what you can probably expect to make every night, ranging from this amount to this amount. And, at the time I had paid off my house. I didn't have a vehicle payment. So I was
Thank you, Jesus.
I was in a good position to be able to make the transition, with only utilities and then all my experiences as far as my children are concerned.
So you plan, to just live this lifestyle being a full-time musician. I think that's something that people forget. Like, everybody has a dream, but you know, some people don't have like a structure with theirs. Like, if it was up to me, man, I would love to just be a rapper, but realistically, I gotta deliver the mail. You know what I'm saying? I got to pay my bills and take care of my child. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Things for myself. Because being a musician, it costs money.
It does.
You know, but to plan and live full time off of it, what advice would you give to someone who wants to pursue the path that you've done, as far as working for yourself, being a full time musician?
Well, just like you said, you know, you got to be serious about it. You know? Initially, whenever I got in and, you know, all of my shows were being booked for me and all I had to do was just show up, it made it kind of easy for me.
The flex.
And, but then after the first year, whenever I started to book my own stuff and had to actually hit the grind and hit the ground running, you know, it stalled.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had to kind of change my focus. You know, here I am. I'm thinking, you know, I'm doing this music thing. And I'm making the money to take care of my children and whatnot. But then I'm like, you know what? I might have to go back to work.
Yeah.
Because man, it's getting thin out here. And you know, I sat down and I looked at going back to work, what it would look like if I went back for like 10, 20 hours a week or whatever. You know, I'm like, oh, well, I could probably make about $300 a week or whatever. And it's like, can I make $300 playing music?
Yeah.
Like, and would it take me 10 to 20 hours to pursue that $300? No, it wouldn't.
Right.
So then I'm like, I got to get more serious about this business. And then I just was like, okay, I'm viewing it the same way everybody else is viewing it. It's like, oh, you're just going out and you're playing this show, you're doing this, you're having a blast, you're having a good time, but it's work. And I wasn't viewing it as work. It was just showing up to play. But then I transitioned, was like, okay, you know what? This is work.
Right. Because it is.
It is work. So then once I made that transition and I started calling it work, it's like, okay, how many hours a week am I working? Because it's not just the going out and playing. So it was sending out emails, making phone calls, going to places to see. So I was putting in 8 to 10 to 12 to 14 hours
just
a day.
Networking, yeah.
Just networking, marketing, social media, you know, presence, building all of the things that goes into work.
Because one of the things people don't realize about being independent is you're doing it yourself. You know, instead of waiting on a paycheck, you gotta make the money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work working for yourself. But what have been the pros and cons of being a full-time musician? Starting with the pros.
Well, the major pro is, you know, I didn't miss any of my children's events.
Respect.
You know, I was able to go out there and be there to support them at any point in time. And, you know, I mean, I had athletes and active children, you know, so they were traveling to do stuff. I mean, we traveled a lot to do things, and being able to do that, you know, pick up and go and still work. I mean, you know, take my laptop here is like, okay, I'm over here working over here as while I'm, you know, on break or whatever from watching a sporting event.
Yeah.
Or an activity or a concert or something like that. So, you know, that is a major pro.
Yeah, what sport does Sam play?
So Sam's played 3 sports pretty much since he started playing sports.
I can tell because he came in here like, yeah, I had a bazooki. Yeah, bazooki. All right. No, that's what's up. Those 3 sports, huh?
Yeah, so football, wrestling, and baseball. And then he ran track a few times. But, yeah, and then my oldest son was he was a football player at one point in time. And basketball and track. Then whenever he got to McKinley, he started golfing. So he became a golfer.
Did you play any sports?
I did. I played football, I wrestled, and I ran track.
Man, so you was like Rob, the athlete.
I was the athlete. Well, I was more the student athlete.
Okay.
Because, you know, I was A's and B's. I mean, and it was important to me to have A's and B's in school. So, yeah, I took care of business.
So you've been different type, even like educated Rob, athletic Rob, and now you're Saxy Rob. I love it, man. This is dope. I like this.
The many faces of Rob.
He's gonna call that episode Rob.
I've had a chance to live a lot of life in a little bit of time.
That's what's up, man. So like, have there been places you traveled outside of Kenton, like doing shows, and if so, like, what have been like your favorites?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've traveled, man, to Vegas. I've been to Haiti.
Wow.
Mexico. I mean, pretty much all over the States. But I'd say my favorite event probably to date was maybe the House of Blues in Cleveland.
Oh man.
And you know, I got a great story about.
Tell us. Say what you mean. Tell us.
So, a month prior to that show, I was there at the House of Blues watching Common. And
that was my first concert.
And I'm telling you, he put on a show that was absolutely incredible.
Common is one of the best.
He had a living room set up on the stage with a little chair, a little table, a little lamp, where, you know, he was doing the little segments where you know, they'd spotlight this little area and he'd just be sitting there talking to us.
Man.
In the crowd. Like, what is happening?
Like a one-man show.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Like, he'd blacklight the rest of the stage and it would just be him and he'd just be talking to us. And he's just up there on the stage just having a good old conversation like we're friends.
And then you were there a month later.
Like, what is this? And so, you know, I get there and I set up and, you know, I'm going through all the hustle and bustle of just getting all my stuff set up and ready to go. And I'm not even thinking. And then I get changed into my dress and I'm like, it's like, what am I doing? Like, I'm on the stage with Common was. Like, what is happening?
It's blowing your mind.
You know, and I got my suit on and I'm ready and I'm freaking out. Like, oh my gosh, my dad's out in the audience and I'm like, oh, what is happening? I gotta calm down.
So you still get those nerves?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Every single show, man. And I can tell you, I don't even know how many shows I've played over the last 12 years, but my first year in the business, I played probably 300 plus shows. So if that gives you any indication of how many shows I've done over the course of 12 years, yeah.
Many shows?
I still get nervous before every show because my audience is always different.
Have you ever had a least favorite performance or least favorite show that you've done?
You know, corporate shows are very tough.
Yeah.
They are very tough. You know, you're there, you're performing, you're giving it your all, and there's no response from the audience. It's literally no clapping, no engagement, nothing.
You don't even feel like you're there sometimes.
Exactly. And then after you're done, then people are like, man, you were so great. It's like, you couldn't have.
Did you even hear me?
Right. You couldn't have give me some encouragement during the show or whatever, but
you was eating crackers and shit and you barely hear me.
Like, and they're having, you know, a lot of the corporate shows I'm doing, they're social mixers. So, you know, they're talking to their buddies, they're catching up with friends that are, you know, from all over the world or whatever. So I get it. And, you know, I just had to shift my focus as far as my perspective. And as far as that's concerned, as far as corporate shows, I kind of look at it as practice. Yeah. Like, so I'm going in there like, they ain't really even listening to my knowledge.
You could have played some gangster music.
So I could play some gangster music.
All they hear is NWA on the sax. Like, what? Straight out of Compton on sax? That's crazy. They was like, yeah, we sipping champagne, and he started playing Boys in the Hood on the sax. Hey, that would be crazy. So corporate shows aren't really like, or you say they're practice, so it wouldn't be like a least favorite, but
I mean, they're great money. So, you know, you gotta tie in stuff that's gonna pay you well.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta have a scale. You know, you got your events that don't pay anything. Your charity events, all the way up to the major dollar amounts. So, yeah. So those are the corporate shows at this point.
So you can really tell people yesterday's price ain't today's price. Like,
oh, absolutely. So I just had to raise my prices for 2025. It's just based on inflation and everything that's going on, and
you charge by the note. Inflation is real. Have you gone to the grocery store? Yes, I need all mine. All right.
The hardest thing about being a musician and an artist is sometimes you run into individuals and corporations where they're like, we got this event and it's going to be X amount of people here, and it's going to be wonderful exposure for you. And exposure is like a bad word in the artist world.
Exposure means we can't pay you.
We can't pay you anything.
I'm a rapper, bro. I know this.
And you're
not doing me a favor. Like, I'm Saxy Rob. Okay, you have to pay me.
Well, I've always had the luxury of being able to say, look, it costs me money to leave my house.
Yeah.
So, I've got children at home, and if I'm going to come out to perform for anything that's going on, I have to get paid, because I've got to bring in somebody to watch my children at home to make sure that they are taken care of. So guess what? I'm not going in the hole. I'm not paying that person so that I can come out here and play for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why people assume that, especially with musicians, but like being a rapper, like, I'm just about to turn this mic on, use my electric, like we have an electric bill for free. Right. Like, no, and plus it's like, if you respect your art, right, I feel like you should want, to be paid for
Absolutely.
it. It's about eating, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Somebody has to feed Sam these bazookies, you know what I'm saying? So, he's like, yeah, somebody got to feed me this, man. I got to eat out here. No, that's what's up. So, I want to ask you like more about these shows, man, because like I said, like if I didn't see you, I would hear you. No matter what type of event I was at, I'm like, okay, somebody is rocking this sax. Like, I think you did a show one time where the Oracle was in the basement, I was doing the show, and then you were upstairs. And I vividly remember, like, man, whoever is playing that sax is rocking it. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to these shows that you do, and being from the city of Canton, how does the city of Canton kind of tie in or maybe inspire the way you play?
That's a good question. So, like I said, with my shows, each individual show is totally different. Mm-hmm. So, with me tailor making a show for the audience in front of me, it makes me work harder. So it actually improves my craft every single time that I get to play. Because here from Canton, we've got so many high quality artists, musicians, artists, sculptors.
Say that.
We've got so many, we have a great, diverse, artistic community.
Say that again, yeah.
And with that being said, our people are spoiled.
Yeah.
People in this city are spoiled, and they don't even realize it. We have a mentality about art that doesn't go on in other cities.
Facts.
I mean, there's other cities. There's other cities in the world that they don't have the artist community like we have here.
With the amount of people we have, too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
With it being a small, close-knit, community, the artistic movement here is huge. So, again, for this community, as far as my inspiration, helping me being inspired, it pushes me to work harder and learn more music. I'm constantly having to add to my shows and recreate and learn, just learn more.
See, I like that because the way you said that about what we have, because I always see how other cities embrace their culture, you know, like New York and Chicago. They embrace the way they walk, the way they talk, the food they eat, how they do it. I'm like, Canton has that here. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we have yourself who plays the saxophone the way you do, it's like, yo, we have that here. We don't got to go nowhere else and get it. We got it right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't got to go nowhere else to find a dope podcast. We got it right here. You know what I mean? So it's like we have a culture here as well in the city of Canton. So
Right.
I 100% embrace that. Do y'all have any questions that you want to ask?
So, like, what are some things that Saxy Rob likes to do outside of playing the saxophone? Like, when you have free time, what do you find yourself doing?
Free time.
He was like, what's that?
Hanging out with my children is a highlight of my time, my free time. But I golf. You know, I'm an active guy. I was at the chiropractor recently, and you know, they're like, well, you know, what do you do for exercise? Like, exercise.
Do cardio every day.
Right.
Like, I don't sit still. Does that count?
I don't know how to sit down, Doc. This is a problem.
Like, I'm constantly going,
Man,
you know, and
that.
even if I am sitting still, I'm still constantly doing something. You know, it's not like I'm just sitting there watching TV for hours, binge watching something.
I'm active.
I'm active. I'm learning I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm trying to figure out how to market better, how to do larger concerts, how to do larger events, how to market myself to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
grind.
constant working process.
Like, I'm off today and I'm doing a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, but also it's like, I feel there's nothing wrong with being active, because it's like when you're not doing nothing, you're just sitting there. And
Yeah,
sometimes like when you're working towards something, you got to be active. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what it takes. Like, you get out what you put in.
Yeah, but I love the outdoors. Like I said, I'm a huge summer guy.
Yeah.
You know, so swimming, kayaking, hiking, golf, you know, whatever.
I feel like all that stuff is cool when you bring the sax with you. Like, I don't know why. I just feel like all those activities you can do. Hey, look. Just pull it out. Like, kayaking with the sax would be dope, man. You should just do a YouTube channel where you just do regular stuff and bring the sax with you.
Oh, dude, skiing? Like, skiing with the saxophone?
Skiing with the saxophone.
Well, I wouldn't want you to ski with the sax. The saxophone. Do you know how expensive those saxophones are?
That would be electric.
That would be kind of cool. That's definitely going viral.
That would
He's
be
thinking about it,
electric.
like, maybe I should try that.
Like, no, like, learn how to ski first. So
Absolutely,
so you're
you're
not
right.
going to
Yeah,
get
for
hurt.
sure.
But then once you know how to ski, you already know how to play the sax. Psh, come on now.
Yeah, man.
I have skied.
With the sax? No, I'm just
Not
playing.
with
He was like, I did
sax.
try it in Aspen. No.
No, I have skied, but I'm not a good cold weather fan. I'm not a friend of cold weather. So
No.
Do you ever find yourself just pulling out the saxophone and playing? Like, wherever you're at, like out and about?
I used to. I used to do that a lot.
So you would pull it out when you were kayak? No, I'm just like, anywhere.
You know, I used to, years ago, I was doing lunches down here on the square.
Nice.
And this was before they even had, Trisha Ostertag was working hand in hand with Arts and Stark. And I was working with her. It's like, hey, you know, I'm coming up. I'm just showing up doing playing at lunchtime. Like, why you guys should be doing this?
Right.
Like, get some artists out here, because there's people out here, you know, taking lunches and stuff, and they want to, you know, they just want to chill. Why not have a musician out there? So they introduced those was it live lunches or something, and then they were hosting them down at the Cultural Center.
Okay.
So they have that little platform with a little covered area, and they did the lunches for Arts and Stark. But you know, I'm a pioneer.
You are, man. You got, yeah, man.
Doing
Like
it your own way.
And it's important for me because then it gives opportunities to other artists.
100%.
Other artists are out here struggling, whereas I think I've built a presence and a name for myself to not struggle, thankfully, and I'm blessed to be in that position. I thank God for that. But some others out here are not living like that. So if I can put them on, then I will. I'll do my best to put them on as well.
Yeah, man. Like it's been an honor to have you on the show because, like I said, I've always heard your name and what you've done, and you have worked for that, and that's something that artists want to be able to do. Like just get up and just do what they want, play and love what they do. You know what I'm saying? So you are definitely a trendsetter. So we give you your flowers on this podcast. We can't give you a bazooki because we don't have one of those. But, we just want to give you the respect, man, in this episode because, like I said, you're a familiar name. You know what I'm saying? You've worked hard, man, to get to meet you, and to have you on this podcast and to laugh with you and do all these great things, man. It's incredible. So again, thank you for being on the show.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Always, man. So here's what I want to do. I want to take a break and we're going to do a section called Peace Positive Point, and of course your Dr. Peace Positive Point. We'll be right back. Jéan P. the MC, episode 153. Saxy Rob, say what you mean. Peace. Episode 153, Say What You Mean podcast. Saxy Rob, I gotta dap you up, man. Thank you for being on this show, brother. Appreciate you, man. It's been a fun episode, a lot of laughs. You know what I'm saying? It's just been a really good time talking with the man himself. I finally get to see him. I finally seen Saxy Rob. Never seen him, always heard the name, but we finally get to see him, and he's on the couch with us, man. Micless Zack is back. Jeremy, what you putting in the crock pot today? You doing a crock pot recipe?
Nope, not today. Not today. I'm just doing some air fryer shit.
Keeping it simple? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your Sunday like? What you got going on today?
Chilling
out for once. Like
so usually Sundays and Mondays are my soft days.
Yeah.
And usually Saturdays are weddings or private events. And coming off a wedding, it's generally like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon till 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. So that's a long day. So, Sundays is, I might bounce up into Portage Lakes or hit up Lake Cable or Myers Lake or something, but I'm chilling.
How was your Hall of Fame week?
Oh, it was good. It was good, busy, always busy. But, I came back in from Florida and actually was planning on leaving out this week because, I could probably do without the hustle and bustle of everything that goes on.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hall of Fame week, but since I'm here, it's like I'm gonna make the most of it, make some money, put some shows on the books, and I did. Did 4 shows this week. So
nice. So what's funny about Hall of Fame being from Canton is like they will sit outside that hotel all night. I don't know what player they waiting for, but they will sit out there.
Anybody?
And I don't know who they wait. It has to be a group, but I always just like y'all waiting for they already done played football.
Like, when I delivered down there, it was the same thing every year. They just put them behind that gate.
Yeah.
And they're like, if they walk over to you, you can talk to them, but if they don't, leave them alone.
Yeah, man, they die hard.
Yeah.
I know when I seen the guy covered in Green Bay Packers face paint, I was like, yeah, he's not from here. He don't live in Canton.
Super fan
for real, man. So I'm glad Hall of Fame week was good. Shout out to the Hall of Fame tourists that came and got to get a glimpse of the city. And we also got to pay our respects to Baby Butt, the rabbit. Yeah, man. Bunny, I don't be wrong. I'm sorry. He passed away. So rest in peace to Baby Butt.
The Hub mascot for the that don't know.
Yeah, man. Mascot for the Hub. Fun raccoon or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We don't respect raccoons on this podcast.
Raccoons are evil.
Raccoons are now the ops.
This is an anti-raccoon podcast.
Not to joke about raccoons, but rest in peace to Butt. Yeah, so that's it, man. Shout out to Seaweeds. Hopefully he's here. He's with the baby.
He'll be back.
Holding it down. You know what I'm saying? What you doing this Sunday? You golfing? He golfs too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Not well, but I would go.
You going today?
I don't know. I don't know. I start my new schedule this week. I got to be at work at 4:30 Monday morning. Ooh. So
Sunday is like the best day because
Today
till
must be a
Monday.
chill day.
And it's like Sunday evening, you're like, oh, Monday's coming. Oh, me, you know, as a
Sneaks
mailman,
up.
I'm like, oh.
Sneaks up on you quick.
Monday's
Yeah.
another day off for me, so
I know, jealous, right?
He's like, hey, mind if I
You don't gotta
rub-
wake up like me, like, Monday. Oh.
He said, mind if I rub this in real quick?
Yeah.
So I'm actually off tomorrow while y'all going to work.
but then there's a trade-off because, you know, on the weekends when I'm working, I can't go to the concerts and the events that are usually happening on the weekend.
You are the concert.
You are the concert, right?
Right.
What was the last concert you went to for yourself, like as a appreciator of music?
Where was that? Well, I actually just went to see Old School last Sunday at Porter's Lakes, but let me see, concert. I took my dad. My dad turned 70 years old this year, and one of his favorite bands is Tower of Power, and he rants and raves about this concert that he got to see them when they were first coming out back in the 70s, and you know they just happened to be at Kane Park in Cleveland. It's like,
You took them.
oh yeah, so we did the VIP experience, and you got the autographs from the band and all of this and that, and you know it was nice to see my dad. You know, it's like a little school boy.
That's what's up. Yeah.
all giddy and excited. You know, to be
fans
there.
of music too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So,
What about y'all? Y'all been in concerts? And
I haven't been to a concert in a minute. I think the last concert I went to was Logic up at
nice.
up
He's in Akron.
No, he's in Cleveland. What's that theater up there? I can't think.
Agora?
No,
in Akron,
Cleveland.
in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Playhouse Square
Nope, not Playhouse Square.
Theater.
Grog?
I don't know.
Well, he was there. He was in Cleveland. He was there. What about you, Jeremy?
The last concert I went to was technically yours when you performed at the Oracle. Before that, though, I think it was, I want to say...
Thanks, man. Don't say me cry. It was me. My shit.
Before that, I went and seen MGK in Pittsburgh
Nice.
last year, so...
Okay. I could have went to go see Childish Gambino in a couple of weeks, but I gotta work. You know what I'm saying?
Call off.
I love you, Mike, man. Childish Gambino was amazing, bro.
You got PTO still, right? Or you used it all for
I
London?
got a
No,
solution.
oh yeah, I am going. Yeah, hopefully Talib Kweli is going to be in London when I'm there.
Ooh,
I might have to go
that's gonna
see
be a
Talib.
good show.
I mean, but well, hopefully, fingers crossed, I get to perform because as I'm out there, there's a group named Smith & Wesson. There's an old legendary hip hop group. They're out there, and hopefully, I get to open for them.
Really?
I hope
that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna be there anyway.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But I would love to open, But me being from Canton, like I better hope I don't go out there like my first time out here, man.
Yeah, you gotta hold us together. You can't make us look bad.
Yeah, I feel like I ain't never been here. And somebody watching like, oh, he never been here before. How I to go get him after?
Because Saxy Rob would attack a stage with confidence. You can't.
Yeah, man. We just walk out
That's
there.
not always true. that House of Blues show had a lot of shots involved. My dad and I, we did probably 4 shots before that show started.
Oh man.
Little liquid courage.
All within 10 minutes. It was
Yo,
like,
man. I know he was drinking some.
What were
I
the
had
shots
to.
of
I
choice?
I was losing my mind.
What do you make you drink?
We did Crown Apple, chilled Crown Apple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did 4 chilled Crown Apples and within a span of 10 minutes. And
He did that to test you. He's like, we're gonna see if he can do this. I did this back in the day.
no, I'm like, hey, look, I need these shots. Do you want one with me? It's like, I'm freaking out. I need these shots to like just level off. And,
Yeah.
but once I got up on the stage and I started playing, usually it takes about maybe a couple songs for me to kind of like settle in. This one was probably like 10 songs. I mean, I was still, but once the audience started to engage with me, then it was like, now, okay.
It was comfortable.
Okay. This is no different. It's just a big stage. This is just another audience. Let's do this.
And you did it, man.
And we did it.
That's
So,
what's up. Like that. See, I know how we give it up on the episode, man. Peace, positive point. Say a quote that means something to us. Who wants to kick it off? Jeremy, you want to
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, what you got for us?
Mine's just short, sweet, and simple. Start every day off with a smile and get it over with.
What's that mean to you?
I'm just, try to wake up in a positive mood because that's, how the rest of your day is going to go. Really, just it depends on how you wake up is how much of your day is going to be spent. So try to wake up with a smile.
100% agree with that. I like that, man. Micless Zack. Every time, I just be like, what do you be up to in that brand of yours? Because you be
not much.
No. What you got for us? What's your quote?
So
from Dr. Seuss.
It's short and sweet today, just the way we like it. It's not about what it is; it's about what it can become.
Dr. Seuss said that.
Dr. in the Lorax.
Wow. What's that mean to you? The Lorax said that.
Bars.
That is bars. What's it mean to you?
Basically, just to don't stop pushing. Whatever it is right now can always become bigger.
That's what's up. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Dr. Seuss.
All these deep quotes from this. I did not think that. You never cease to amaze me sometimes.
You're welcome.
What's your quote, Rob?
My quote is, what we do in life echoes into eternity.
What's that mean to you?
It means that, make good every day. Be good about being good every day, because what you do here is going to echo. It's going to have a ripple effect somewhere down the road for eternity.
100%. You say that quote one more time?
What we do in life echoes in eternity.
I like that. And my positive point is music is your own experience, your own thoughts, and your own wisdom. That's what that is. That's my quote. And basically what that means to me is like the more we have different musicians on the show, they all have a different story. You know what I'm saying? And we always get so caught up in wanting to do something like another artist, but I'm like, it's our own entities. Like there's one Saxy Rob, there's one Jéan P the MC, there's one of different artists, and it's our own experience. And I think that makes the best music. Like there's a lot of followers just in the music industry. A lot of people just doing the same thing, to where you appreciate the ones who have their own story and, just share their own experience through music, not trying to be someone else. So that's my quote. Music is your own experience, your own thoughts, and your own wisdom.
Beautiful.
I like that. So any last shout outs, man? Any quotes or any shout outs anybody got before we go off the air?
But shout out the Hub.
Okay.
Shout out Butt. Shout out friends and family. Shout out to being back, because I was gone for a month.
Yeah, man. You was gone for a minute.
Feels good to be back. Had to get my voice back.
No Wi-Fi with an Xbox.
That was rough. Bro, I was hotel for 3 weeks by myself.
You didn't pay for hotspot or nothing?
I had hotspot on my phone, so I used that, and then I ran out 4 days in. So I was like, all right, well, maybe it'll reset soon. Check my Verizon bill, whatever. 31st of the month. It's the 6th, so it's like,
oh yeah, it's gonna be a little minute.
So it's we existed.
They didn't have Wi-Fi in the hotel?
They did. My Xbox simply would not connect.
Oh,
it simply would not. It's never not connected to anything, and it was a nice hotel. Ouch. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus, but they need to work on that. That shit. It's because I was in Pittsburgh. I'm a Cleveland guy. So, when I was in Kansas City, no issues whatsoever.
They just knew you was there.
They were like, "You got a Cleveland motherfucker."
That was definitely
they sabotaged my room.
That was subliminal. That was personal.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
I shouldn't have wore the Browns hat into the hotel the first day. If I'm going to Pittsburgh, I'm representing. I'll fight anybody.
Hey, we need you to turn off the Wi-Fi. To this
See that guy's hat? Cut his service.
We saw him carry an Xbox in.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't having fun while he's
Room
here.
211, cut the service. Cut it. Jeremy, any shout outs?
Just shout out you guys, the pod, Krishan, Chase.
Shout out Weeze.
Yeah, man. What about you, Saxy Rob?
Hey, I appreciate you all having me on here. So, shout out to you guys for this wonderful day. Shout out to Alex Simon.
Shout out, man, Alex, yeah.
My boy. There's another influential piece to get me into the business. And shout out to my children, Robert, Samuel, Angel.
Okay. Shout out Sam, man.
All my peeps out here. I appreciate it again.
Of course. Love, it's an honor to have you on the show, man. Shout out to all the listeners, the viewers. Shout out my man Chase holding down the camera. Shout out again, 153rd episode. So we thank y'all for still listening, watching. Shout out to all the people that came for the Hall of Fame this past week. Really appreciate y'all. Shout out to Weez. Hopefully we see you next week. You know what I'm saying? He's a little man. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man. R.I.P. baby butt, man. R.I.P.
Mm-hmm. Can I say one thing real quick about Hall of Fame week?
Go ahead.
You know, so like, I don't really go to the parade anymore because it gets too crowded or whatever down there for me.
Right.
It's not my vibe anymore. But like, I will admit, for the most part, the tourists that come into the city are very respectful of the city. So like, I do appreciate that.
For sure.
You know, come into our space that we have here and take care of it. Because I was driving down Cleveland this morning, I really didn't see any trash. You know, like, and I was like, all right, cool. Like,
you just get excited about the trash.
Yeah, if people come into the city, start throwing trash everywhere. You don't want that here.
I hate how, like, when the parade's over, it's like, all right, back to Kenton. All right, let's get back to it. Because when the parade's here, it's like when your mom say, we got company coming over, clean up.
Right.
And everybody's here like, oh, Kenton is. Like, when I see tourists, like, she can't, like, oh, my God. I'm like, man, we see this shit every day. It's really not that deep.
Yeah, some people get so excited to come to the Hall of Fame because, you know, they might do it one time in their life, and it's just like, it's in our backyard.
Michael Jordan was here.
Yeah.
We can say that forever.
LeBron is better.
Yeah. Oh, man. Come on now.
That's a whole podcast.
That's a whole pod in itself.
Stir the pot.
But Michael Jackson. I wish. That would be nice. Man, we'll start crying right now because I'm like, Robbie, we're here, man. No, but Michael Jordan was here, and, you know, he was here celebrating the Hall of Fame. He was here for one of the enshrinees. So, yeah, shout out to Michael Jordan for coming to the 330.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So,
yeah, I've been thinking about checking out that Michael Jackson experience up in Cleveland.
My uncle went for his birthday.
I had a buddy that just, actually JT with WHBC.
Okay.
He just went up there last week, and he told me it was phenomenal.
I love Michael Jackson, man.
Yeah, same here. So I was thinking about going up there on Tuesday, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
You got time.
I got time.
You can go. Just let me go with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got a matching shirt. I'll put that on too. You know what I'm saying? We'll be matching. I'm like, I don't play the sax. I'm just wearing the shirt because he let me wear it. You know what I'm saying? No, but this is episode 153 of the Say What You Mean podcast. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah. Say what you mean what you say. I'm from the 330. Where them boys don't play.